louder. I'm so sorry. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jasmine Show. Now, I hope you're having a good week, man. It's been a hot week, and I'm feeling like, yo, it's summertime already, and then that's it now. July, we're done. No summer in July. Like, every season has just gone back and shifted. That's what I feel like. I don't know. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, or maybe I'm being realistic. Do you know what I'm saying? No one.
Realistic.
Realistic, ain't it? Really?
There's always a heat wave in April.
I thought it was April showers. Or is that...
Yeah, but for the last like 5 years, there's always been a heat wave. Longer than that.
True.
April always has like a weird heat wave.
True. And then it just starts to rain for a week and then it's done then, isn't it? April showers. Really, whoever made up the thing April showers anyway? Like, they just talk... Everyone just talks their own shit, don't they, really?
Well, England's the only place you get all the seasons in one day.
That does happen, though.
Exactly. It's the only country. Go everywhere else, it's all like
Really?
seasons.
Not even like... Germany.
I don't know, I ain't been Germany long enough to see.
That's true. I ain't been Germany, but I like Germany though. I like Netherlands anyway. But anyway, this episode is about entitlement. You know, and I can be guilty of this entitlement, feeling entitled, I guess. And then I gotta G-check myself and be like, yo, there's other people out here in this world, you know, Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other people doing their own thing, doing what they've got to do, or I've got to sit back and be like, nah, that waitress is working as hard as she can to bring my pizza out, whether it's 10 minutes late or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Who should, what, why? Why do people feel entitled? Where does that really come from? You know? I was speaking to someone the other day and they were saying to me how one of their lorry drivers, he's been off for a week and someone was driving his lorry. So he's texted his manager, which is mad because I would never do that, and said, who's been driving my lorry? So obviously he's gone, yo, give me 140,000 and the lorry's yours. You get me? But he's seen it as, how can you feel so entitled to a lorry that you don't even own? Well, I guess it's one of those things, isn't it? Once you start sitting in the same chair every day at work, once you start using the same desk every day at work, or, you know what I'm saying? It's still the same thing. You're going to feel like it belongs to you because you work there and you get paid to work there. So I guess in that sense, entitlement reaches like that in a way. But, you know, can entitlement make people feel like they have this deserved mentality? Like, are you deserving of it? Like, but who says that you're deserving of something? Obviously, me and Irons have already spoke about this, haven't we? And you've got a different type of... And I feel like it's good because you can say things that probably I'm not thinking of and vice versa.
Well, I think entitlement is like, you know, when people just expect others to work for them.
I guess so.
That's why I find entitlement. Or people just expect.
But is that a
people to
bad
do stuff.
thing, though? To expect that if you know that you're helping them?
You shouldn't. You know what? You should only have expectation of yourself.
That is true again. That is true again. That is true again. But what if, though, you've put on so many people, say, for instance? Again, no, you're right. Again, how can you have entitlement to that? Because, again, like I said in the beginning, everyone's doing their own thing regardless. No one's born on this earth to work for someone. Everyone's born on this earth. Did I say worth? Earth to work for themselves, innit?
Yeah. Listen, I think that anything you do in life, it should be mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
And I feel like anything in life that's unbalanced is wrong. So if somebody's doing more
than what they should,
then feelings of entitlement or resentment will start to
Yeah, definitely.
But it's only because there's a lack of balance.
And I guess that means then it fucks up your mental health, innit? And everything like that, everything ricochets off it like a domino effect. Because, you know, it's always nice to have balance, and it's always nice to do things for people, but then it can also cross into the path of people pleasing. Because you're lacking your boundaries in it, yeah?
Definitely.
Because I just don't like it when, like, again, you know, each and every person out there has worked hard for who they are and who they've become and what they've achieved. Everyone's worked hard, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of it, everyone's worked for I guess so, because sometimes it's who you know, innit? You don't even have to work hard. You just can know the right people, have the connections, and you're there, you know what I'm saying?
Look, my favourite word is nepotism.
What's nepotism mean?
It's that, exactly that. It's like getting an opportunity because someone you know has got you the opportunity. So say like if I go for a job and say my dad works at the same place.
Yeah.
He got me the job. I got the job more than other people because of nepotism.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like rich people
Yeah.
practice nepotism a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'll give you the job because I know you.
Yeah, not because you got the skill set,
Yeah.
which is annoying because that means then what can that cause? That can cause something. That can cause like resentment, like you said, and that means then your whole team is failing behind because everyone's looking at that one person. Like, how have you become a mentor, but you started off on the same wage as me?
There we go.
Peak in it again. No entitlement, instant entitlement can really mess up things, and I guess you gotta be careful in that sense. But again, my example was. I don't even know if it's a good example, I just don't like it, yeah. I gotta be careful how I choose my words with this one. I don't like when people expect, like you said, expectations. People will expect you because they know your nature and they know how you operate. People would expect you to do what they've asked for you to do. Is that
Yeah.
entitlement?
No, because if somebody stated that they're going to do something, then there's no entitlement if
Said that you
if
do
you're
it.
disappointed that they haven't done what you said.
They were going to do.
Yeah.
But what if they haven't said they would do it, you've just expected them to do
Well,
it?
then that's on yourself, because then you're expecting someone to do something for you.
Yeah.
And
Without
it gets
even
dangerous.
Yeah, without even acknowledging it. And I feel like a lot of people miss that part, because it's all great, to have people that supporting you, but I feel like the support you can get from people that's free will feels much more better than it being out of fear or than it
100%.
being out of entitlement.
Yeah, 100%.
If someone can do it on the back of their own accord, that feels more. I feel more love from
Genuine.
that. Yeah, I feel more love from
Genuine.
that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like there's a lot of people out there that do things because people don't do it for them. But I don't feel like that's the right way to work in life because it's like, again, karma will do that alone for you. You ain't gonna do that
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The universe sees hard work, and you will always be rewarded for
for hard work. Yeah,
Regardless if anybody else doesn't see it, the universe sees it.
yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. So always put, I guess, in that sense, put your power, all your power, your energy, and your time into new endeavors and creations and ideas that you have, because even if it's lacking on in the beginning, that doesn't mean it's going to lack forever, innit? Am I making sense with that?
Yeah. I think things get turned around. It all look again. It all depends. It all depends on, like I said, is it balanced? Anything in life we have to do, there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
And if there's an imbalance in it, then eventually these things will arise.
Can someone accidentally get entitlement?
Yeah, like so. We living in the West is we are accustomed to a certain way. So look, prime example: if you go to a restaurant,
Yeah.
we've got laws in England where you don't have to pay if you're not happy with the service.
That's true.
But go to another country, and that might not apply. And then you're entitled to thinking, oh, you see it all the time. Like, look at that girl in Dubai. Yeah, she had an argument with the rental people and went to jail.
Yeah.
But she thought,
She was in
this
the
is
right.
America. She thought you can just argue
Yeah.
your point because the customer's always right. But no,
It's
you're
not
in
that.
Saudi Arabia.
Different.
She learnt the hard way. And her entitlement got her in jail.
You're joking? So really, where does this entitlement? Where did it come from? Then it must be a hierarchy of people, a class of people that started this.
Yeah, well, it's all class.
It's gotta be
Entitlement
class,
comes
innit?
from class. And it also comes from your environment.
I was gonna say, because people in my family can sometimes feel entitled, and they're not no other different to me. I feel like everyone around me. I feel like I don't put anyone above me. I don't put anyone under me. I put everyone the same playing level field as me. And I feel like sometimes like if I've done something for someone, I don't know, they expect it for it to be done back because they've done it for me. But in my head, I'm thinking, I didn't ask for you to do that though.
Okay, that's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were feeling entitled that I should do something for them. How does that make sense?
It's a difficult one, that one. It's a difficult one. Because look, like the thing is, it's like in life, if you shouldn't do something to receive.
See, yeah.
Same time, like I said, it should be mutually beneficial because
you did say that.
people have their own individual needs, and as long as you acknowledge, so like my dad always told me a thing that, so in hustling, that everyone has to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't be too greedy, because for the thing to work, everybody has to make money.
Yeah.
And if they don't make money and you take all the money out of it, it will slow up eventually.
Yeah. And then obviously your position can be, what's it called, very sensitive, because
well,
people are looking at you now with hunger eyes, not with.
There we go.
Yeah,
And it's all about acknowledging that, you know what, everyone does have their own individual needs.
Yeah, I guess so. So I went on AI today, and I looked up, obviously, I looked up the word entitlement, but I wanted to look up how to fix entitlement, but I guess it's not fixed. You can't fix entitlement, because entitlement also comes under common sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you can't. It's difficult to fix entitlement when it's so ingrained within our society. So it's like, rich people feel entitled.
Rich people do.
So
But not all rich people. Some rich people, I guess. Actually, that's a lie, Jazz. Nah, they do. They do. But then so do poor people too. I mean, like entitlement when you're on the pathway, you're driving, and there's a bike lane.
So that drives me mad. That drives me mad. Nah, because you know what it is. When I was riding the bike,
There was no lanes.
lanes. I wouldn't, even if there was a lane, I'm on the pavement. I ain't risking my life.
Exactly.
I ain't risking my life. And then when I drive and I see these bike people, the worst is them posh people that put their children on a little buggy.
Yeah.
And they're entitled, thinking, yo, I'm entitled to have. You're risking your child's life to me.
Hold on, wait. A bike would be in the road with a buggy at the front.
You ain't seen this shit.
Never in
You
my
ain't
life.
seen the little kids in a little buggy at the back.
Listen, I've seen them. I used to be on the back of my mum's bike. You know, in the little chairs.
No, but I'm talking about the little buggies that are on they're like little trailers. You
Where
ain't
are
seen
you
them?
seeing this?
You know what it is? I'm mingling them posh white areas.
You must be,
as well
because
as
I don't see them.
Harborne and all that. You see it all around there.
Really?
Mosley.
I'm always around Harborne and them. No, but I
You
never
don't see
them.
it. You don't
Never
see
in
little
my life.
posh middle class people with their little. they have the helmet on and all that. And their
Hold
kids
on, and it's blue.
It's like this little buggy at the back of the bike next to exhaust pipes, sucking in all that exhaust fumes.
Yeah, that's deep. That is.
I'm like, why the risk your child getting hit
Inhaling
by a
all
car?
of that. Yeah, just to get from A to B.
Because you're entitled.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's mad though, because it's like, again, I don't feel like we should be having bike lanes, and I guess I understand why, because probably they
You
see
need
themselves.
bike lanes.
No. But bikes aren't vehicles.
Yeah, but you need bike lanes because they're not supposed to be on the road.
So ain't bike lanes in the road?
Nah, bike lanes
On
are
the path?
separate.
On the path?
Yeah, they're like a path next to the path and next to the road.
Next
Bike
to
lanes technically ain't
But
on
my
the road.
bike lanes I see are in the road. I see bike lanes in the road. I don't see them on the path.
As long as the bikes are in their own designated bike path.
I don't agree.
So what you're saying, you want them on the road?
I'm saying a bicycle don't pay insurance, yeah?
Yeah.
So why are you on the same road as me?
I don't.
Because if
understand
anything
it,
happened, you get clapped down. Who's getting in trouble? Me.
Yeah, I know.
But yet you have entitlement to be on the same road as me.
And
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And it's, to me, if you hit a pedestrian, it's safer to hit a pedestrian than to be hit by a car.
It's safer to hit a pedestrian than to be hit by. I ain't getting that.
So if you're on a bike, yeah,
Yeah.
it's safer to hit a pedestrian. You just fall off the bike. But if a car hits a bike, you potentially could die.
Oh yeah, and there you go. And at that point there, I'm hoping everyone drives at the speed limits of each road.
You live in Birmingham.
You know what I'm saying? And even that day, I feel like that just blows my mind sometimes. I don't feel like that's fair. There's no fairness in that. In every citizen that's driving on the roads, there's no fairness in that. But
Another entitlement, what's going on right now, is the entitlement that women expect men to always pay.
oh, okay, always pay in general,
Just in everything. Which is social norms are acceptable, but there is a level of entitlement to it. And especially now that the lines are being blurred.
yeah. But is that because of culture? Men
That's what I
should
said.
be providers.
So there's a cultural entitlement to it.
Is that what you said? Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed that.
But the thing is the lines have been blurred because we have lines of equality. So it's funny that there's entitlement, for certain things that are still expected, yet I'm not really making sense with this.
No, you are, because it does make sense again. Because if I'm going out with someone, I would expect my guy to at least be like, I wouldn't ask, but I would like for him say.
So that's a level of entitlement.
Entitlement, yeah. But I wouldn't ask though, and I feel like that's a problem.
But that's what I'm saying. It's entitlement if you don't ask.
Oh, because I'm thinking that he should
Exactly.
say, shit, that's psychology. That is psychology.
So it's just a weird one. That's why I say. So look, it's like this is why I say entitlement is a very strange one, and it gets very strange when it becomes genders, because it gets very complicated with genders, because there is an entitlement of women
Yeah.
of how they expect a man to be. So look,
But then there's entitlement of men and how they expect women to be though.
yes, there is, and then this is where it gets dangerous. So look, a man will say, "Well, I want a woman to cook and clean," yeah, which to me is an unbalanced relationship, because
You should be
both
able to-
adults, you're supposed to both cook and clean.
Yeah.
But then that's the entitlement of a man.
Yeah.
But then look, a woman will say, "Well, I don't want to do that," but then expect the man to always pay for the first date.
Yeah.
And if a man says, "Let's go halves," that dries up a woman faster than.
Yeah, that's true. But then a woman might say, "I want to go half," because she knows. If a woman says, I'm going to go half," is that a bad thing?
No.
Because that means that it's
I prefer
mutual.
when a woman says, this is what it is for me. I prefer when someone offers
Yeah.
for me to say, "No, it's okay, I got it."
Yeah.
But I do like the offer.
Yeah. Because it's nice. It's nice to know that I'm
Who-
thinking, okay.
Everyone
yeah.
likes to feel respected
True.
and appreciated.
They do.
You know that? And also,
But and
like-
that's not entitlement though either.
but that's why I said it's not entitlement if someone asks.
Yeah.
It's entitlement when you don't ask.
But
You expect.
But what I'm saying is, it's not entitlement to feel that you should be respected, or you should be, or is it entitlement if you know?
So there's
you're not a good
a
person.
difficult one too.
Because you
is
might
that-
not be a nice person, but
So
you feel
respect
like
has to be earned.
there we go.
So you can't.
Don't be Daffy the Duck.
You can't feel entitled to be respected if you haven't earned it.
Yeah, that was a wasp.
I know. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
I'm
whoa.
But yeah,
But-
100%. Because I feel like there's people out there that are just wildly not wildly mad. Because again, I have to use that term wisely because mental health is real. But I mean, like people out there who treat people bad and expect to be treated very well.
Yeah,
Don't like that either.
yeah. I don't like that either.
Yeah,
I don't like it. So again, we were talking about restaurants earlier,
we was.
and I have to be careful because I don't want to throw people under the bus. But you know what it is.
Throw them under the bus!
I've been out with people, and there's the entitlement of like speediness on food. and
Okay,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And when it's not warranted, so this is another thing. Some things are warranted.
Some things are not.
Some things are entitlement. So if you go out for food and it takes an hour and a half, you're warranted to complain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if the people say the food's going to take half an hour and you're screaming, "Where's my food?" at 10 minutes,
It's a problem.
there's an entitlement there.
Yeah.
But
I hear
again, it's
that.
subjective. It's all subjective, isn't it? It's
I
like
hear
it's
that.
what the individual people
But
see as entitlement.
I get it, But in my head, I just see it as levels in it. If you're going somewhere really posh and fancy, like gauchos,
I mean, gauchos with the cheese, them.
you expect your food to come out hot. Though you don't expect your food to come out cold
Yeah.
because the prices that you're paying. But if I'm going somewhere like McDonald's and I've asked for cheese on my burger and they ain't coming no cheese, I'm not really going to spin the block for cheese, but I would spin the block for the cheese because they're charging now. But what I'm saying is, there's levels to it, I feel like. But then it shouldn't be like that though either, should it? Because it's still money.
Yeah, so like I said, it's subjective. It's subjective. It's difficult because everybody's idea of entitlement might be different.
And then also, true, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there. But I do feel like as well, entitlement can come through laziness.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everything that's going on with the bins right now, all this bin shit. It's like everyone feels entitled now to drop their bin anywhere because they don't want their bin on their doorstep. But in my head, I'm thinking, if it's your bin and your rubbish, why don't you just keep the bins in your garden?
To be honest, yeah, I people. The other day, I come out and I saw a couple putting some bins in my bins. Yeah, I'm like, you know what it is?
Is that entitlement? Was you pissed?
So I wasn't pissed. You know what I was more pissed about is that I made a joke about it, like, "Oh, you put it in a bin," and then the guy said to his wife, like, "Go, put it in there." So I had to walk up to her and said, "Listen, It's about go, go, go. Yeah. You're lucky I'm not screwing about the bins because I don't care, but I know that the people in my block,
Yeah.
there's some busybody mother. If
Yeah,
they
yeah.
saw it,
Yeah, yeah.
they probably would have felt entitled to. But then that's like, yo, he felt entitled to throw his bins in my bin.
Exactly. So it's both the same way.
So it's a weird one.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Entitlement is such a weird thing that humans digest and have. Because I feel like it makes and breaks an individual. If you know how to balance it, like Wise Man Ibe said, you know what I'm saying? You're flowing through life.
Yeah.
Soon as you start feeling like you're, and you got, the armor on and everything's all just, and you got this entitlement power around you. I feel like that's when you lose it. I feel like you lose the grip of life.
I feel like, sorry,
That's
yeah,
all
I
right.
feel like God always humbles us if you feel entitled.
Yeah.
Like you ever like I always use the analogy. You ever walk down the street, and then you felt stush,
Yeah.
and you trip up.
Yeah. Just me.
You just do some weird shit,
Yeah.
fall
yeah,
over or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
But you was feeling
Yeah.
like
the one.
him
all
and God
along.
just was like, chill out, mate.
Yeah. Like you're him, but everyone else is also him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's funny, innit? But yeah, man, entitlement. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those ones where I feel like it's okay to feel like you should humble yourself. Humbling yourself doesn't slow yourself down. It just allows yourself to be more aware of your surroundings and people, because it ruins relationships. It ruins things like, like I'm not being mean enough, but I'm not going to say who it is, but she knows who she is. She wanted something from the shop. I went and got something from the shop. She said, surprise me. So I surprised her with what I got from the shop. I gave them to her. And then she's just looking at them like this. But I feel entitled for a thank you. But she feels entitled to feel like they're not good enough.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's
And,
like
and
I'm
you
looking.
did something nice. You gave her something.
Exactly. So in my head, I thought, don't have no bad thoughts in your head because it's just as bad as having them in your head and saying them out loud.
So she was entitled in that situation.
She felt entitled in that situation,
But
yeah.
there was no need.
But there was no need. And
Absolutely.
I can guarantee there's people out there that do the same thing, go through hell and back with work, do the most. And then sometimes you can think to yourself, is it really worth it though? But I guess it's not that. I guess it's a bit more than that. I guess it's just the fact of you're expecting people to see the work. Do you know what I'm saying? But maybe they're not seeing it at the pace that you want them to see,
But this is why I say God always sees.
and it's enough.
So if God sees, yeah,
If-
then you will. You're like if you're doing it genuinely, yeah,
At heart, yep.
then I feel like you know what, it will come back to you, even if nobody else sees it.
10 times.
But also, we have to what's the word? Differentiate, yeah, between knowing your worth
Yeah,
and being confident and being entitled.
yeah,
Because you can know your worth and feel confident, and you can also know your boundaries, where you say, well, look, I do, even though you shouldn't expect, you should say, well, like, you know what, I expect to be treated a certain way,
yeah.
which isn't really entitlement.
No, it's a good thing, I feel like. Because you should know your self-worth to know how you should be treated. And again, once you start losing that, you lose the control over yourself and your time and your energy, giving it
Yeah.
away free nilly-willy.
But then somebody could see that as entitlement. So you could be like, nah, I'm worth this, I'm doing this. But you could actually be that.
Yeah, true.
And then somebody else could view it like, who the you think he is? Or
Yeah,
who
yeah.
the fuck
But is
is
that person who's saying that someone who doesn't have awareness of their self?
Yeah, but then it could also be someone could be completely delusional
True.
and truly be entitled even when it's not warranted. Where they could be like, I'm this, I'm that, and you're like, well, you're not.
yeah.
You know, like, so it's a different. This is why I say entitlement's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one, but I feel like a lot of people have it though. I feel like everyone has
Everybody
it.
has it.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like everybody. I feel like you know what in the West,
Yeah.
everybody is becoming slowly selfish.
Yeah.
And selfishness is what's destroying our world.
Yeah, it is.
Before there was, like, even the so-called people that run the world,
Yeah,
they would have like 100-year plan,
yeah,
200-year plan,
Yeah.
knowing that they're not going to be alive
yeah,
to see it happen.
yeah.
So it wasn't really selfish because there was a plan.
In place.
Yeah, and that's what I say about why I always talk about group prayer, how group prayer is
Powerful.
powerful because it's selfless.
Yeah.
You know, like that. So it's just, it's fucking, flies are attacking me.
If you could see, yo, it's
Getting
too
attacked
funny.
by the flies.
I bet everyone behind the camera was thinking, yo, who is this guy? You know, who is this guy?
Who is he?
He will show his face one day.
Never.
One day. No, trust me, it's true though. It's true, and the world is moving that way. You know, but sometimes again, it's not bad to be selfish though. It's not bad to be selfish if you're protecting yourself. But at the same time, it's bad to be selfish when all you're doing is ticking everyone off and just looking after yourself. Because again, another person said to me yesterday, it was like, you know what, people, we're on this earth to connect. We're not on this earth to
There we go.
disconnect. We're on this earth to connect to people and energize and gain more energy and frequency and share. But I feel like now we're moving the opposite direction. Like people don't want to do that no more. And I feel like you said, it's tearing our core apart. And I feel like that's when Mother Nature, I feel like that's when the world will break down, when the humans break down.
Yeah.
Because we are the interlink. Okay, I don't know. This is all theory. But I feel like humans are the interlink. Interlink?
Interlinked. Yeah.
Interlink. Interlink. Interlink.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Interlink. I'm playing. No, but humans interlink with Earth in it, like Avatar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once the people are destroyed from within, I feel like that's when Mother Earth will crash.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But there's too many people on this earth right now who are God-fearing, who are selfless, who are loving, nurturing, all that wrapped into one. So, you know,
I feel there definitely is people out there
there's probably not in the
Yeah.
West.
that are good hearts. Kanye West in it.
No, there's probably not in the West. Not many in the West, so to speak. Because we,
So I think there is. Yeah. I think there are good people in the world. I feel that the problem is our society is aimed at being selfish. So, like, what can I do for my family, immediate family
Yeah.
right now? And there's nothing wrong with that. But society pushes that to be selfish.
yeah.
This is why I feel like the world's falling apart. Because everyone's just like saying, I don't care, like the entitlement, I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about anybody else. And I'm guilty of it myself. And
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
weird because
Same.
when I was younger, I was completely opposite. I was like, I grew Rasta, so it was all about unity.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all about linking up and working as a team.
Yeah. But
And
what
like-
changed though for that? What changed?
The people like that,
People
like,
changed your
like people
viewpoint.
felt entitled that I must work for them,
And it changed.
and I was doing things out of
the kindness.
the good of the unity.
Mm,
But then what it was, I was doing things for people that were selfish
yeah.
and only wanted their success.
Yeah.
So then that's like, it kind of like crushed me a little
Yeah. Of
because
course.
I was a bit naive to
Yeah.
it. You know, like
Yeah.
I naively thought that
Everyone-
everybody wanted to move forward
Yeah.
as one team.
Yeah.
But-
wasn't that?
Now people are selfish.
I've been there.
But it does, and the worst thing is it changes you, which is annoying. It's annoying because now I'm like, fuck everyone.
Yeah, but then you're
Yeah.
fighting with your own principles and your own morals because that's the core of you, though. Do you know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, when I think about it, I kind of give them power because they changed me,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
isn't really a good thing.
Yeah, but not if the change was for better.
Yeah, but I don't think they changed me for better. They made me much more closed.
Okay, I hear you. Protective over yourself.
Yeah,
innit?
and more hesitant to help.
Yeah. You should see when he's saying it, you know. Ah,
I know,
No, but I
sometimes.
get it though, man. And you know what? I don't blame you for being like that, but everything's in time.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It will all happen how it happens. But I guess just to wrap it up, you know, entitlement. You can have it because everyone's got it, but it's how you use it, I guess, innit?
Mm,
You know, use it at the right time in the right places with the right people.
that's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like if your job and you're underpaid and you want more money, don't go in there feeling like you should get more money. Strategically plan how you're gonna ask for more money or how you're gonna show that you're worth having more money. And that's me, you know. I want to go
Well,
to my
like-
boss and ask for more money.
Well, like you said, if you could use your entitlement for good, you could be entitled, yeah, and help the people below you.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's one of them.
Exactly
And
that.
to be honest, I don't actually know the true definition of entitlement.
Let me see.
What is the true definition?
The true definition of entitlement is what is entitlement? Think of it like this. Imagine waking up and believing you should get a reward just for existing. Like for instance, You know that kid who demands 3 cookies, but 1 isn't enough? That's entitlement. But I was that kid.
Yeah, I was that.
So what the
Give me
fuck?
all the cookies. Cookie monster.
Give me the jar, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'll go through a whole pack. But I guess that's what it is. That's what it says on here. You know,
Okay.
waking up and you believing that you should get reward for just for existing. But then is that a bad thing for waking
Yo, I
up?
should get everything.
But waking up is the reward, though. So I guess that's what it
Exactly.
is.
I hear that.
Waking up is the reward. Every morning when you catch that first breath, that's the reward, isn't it?
Well, you know what then? I'm fully entitled.
Yeah.
I want everything. I want to wake up. I want everything. All of it.
I want to go
mine.
to the cafe. Give me everything, bitch.
I don't even want to do anything for it.
Yeah. But you know what? There's so many people that probably do that and then get it.
Yeah.
Mad. It's just the power of your mind, isn't it? But listen, everybody. We're outside today because the weather's been nice, as you already know. I'm guessing you're outside doing your thing. If the weather ain't like this already, by the time this airs, sweet, I guess you don't know. How about it?
Entitlement.
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 I said entitlement.